Okay, let's continue with our sample problems. For our first example, we have a 2-meter wide strip foundation placed at a depth of 1.5 meters within a sandy clay, where the cohesion C prime is equal to 10 kilonewton per square meter, and then the angle of friction is equal to 26 degrees, and the unit weight of soil is 19 kilonewton per cubic meter. So, tinatanong is maximum wall load that can be allowed on the foundation with a factor of safety of 3, assuming general shear failure, and then using gross values. So dito, when we say use gross values, so it means we will use the gross allowable, not the net allowable. So di ba meron tayong formula ng say allowable load, tapos merong allowable net load, something like that. So dito ang gagamitin natin yung mga gross load, not the net loads. So dito, ang tinatanong is the maximum load. So basically, that's P allowable lang. So, say, just use white, yellow na lang. So, sulit muna natin para hindi tayo nalilito, no? So, ang tinatanong dito, so maximum wall load. So, when say wall load, yun yung tinutukoy natin as P allowable. So, ito yung tinatanong. So, using gross load, so P allowable. So, pag sinabing use net values, so yung P allowable net naman yung hahanapin. And then, so merong value ng C prime, 10 kilonewton per square meter, or that's 10 kPa. And then, P prime is equal to 26 degrees. Then, unit weight ng soil, 19 kilonewton per cubic meter. So, kung i-drawing natin yung ating foundation, strip foundation, so sabi niya, drawing ko na lang muna. Gamit tayo ng white na lang. So, let's say, ito yung ating, basahan ko na lang. And then, ito yung ating natural grade line. Kung pwedeng gamitin kulay dito. Wala kasing brown eh. Sige, white na nga lang din. Then, let's say, ito yung ating NGL. So, ang width ng ating foundation, so this is said to be 2.0 meters. And then, it is placed at a depth of 1.5 meters. So, 1.5 yung depth of footing natin. So, yung pinaka-bottom ng footing, so yung tinutukoy natin as depth of footing. So, ito daw is 1.5 meters from NGL. So, given din pala, the factor of safety is equal to 3. So, dito sa ating problem, so walang information na nabanggit about the water table. So, we can assume that the location ng water table natin is medyo malayo-layo siya dun sa ating mismong footing. Therefore, wala nang consideration ng water table dun sa ating computation. So, importante kasi yung location no, ng ating water table since malaki yung impact niya dun sa ating computation. So, for example na lang, pagdating dun sa ating stresses, di ba? So, kung merong or mas mataas yung level ng water table, so mas maliit din yung effective stress at certain point dun sa ating soil. So, the presence ng water table definitely decreases the strength ng ating soil. So, dito, since wala namang nabanggit, so siguro assume na lang natin that the water table is located at great depth na hindi na siya nakaka-apekto dun sa ating foundation. So, basically, si water table nagkakaroon siya ng effect dun sa ating computation if ever na yung location niya is at distance na B. So, when we say B, ito rin yun, yung width ng ating foundation. So, kumbaga, kung ang location sana ng ating water table is somewhere na, let's say, ito yung limit natin, and then this distance from the bottom ng footing is equal to P lang din. So, until this line, until this point. So, doon lang nagkakaroon ng impact si water table. So, if ever na si water table is located, so from NGL or between NGL and this red line dito, so doon nagkakaroon ng impact. Pero dito, since wala nga information, so walang impact si water table. So, ang gagawin natin dito, so hanapin muna natin what is the, pwede ko natanggalin ko na rin to since wala namang impact, no? So, hanapin muna natin ano yung value ng ating QOL. So, for QOL, so ano bang klase ng foundation to? So, this is strip foundation. So, ang formula natin for Q ultimate, so according to Terzaghi, this is C. So, C prime NC plus QNQ plus 1 half gamma B N gamma. So, ito yung mga, alam naman natin yung ibig sabihin ng mga tanong. So, na-define naman to yung ibig sabihin ng mga parameters na to. So, pagdating dun sa ating Q, so when we say Q, so this is the surcharge. So, di ba meron pang iba't ibang case neto dun sa pagkukompute. So, depende din sa location ng water table. Pero dito, so when we say Q, tapos wala namang presence ng ating water table, so this is definitely equal lang kay gamma times depth of footing. So basically, this is the weight lang ng soil located above the bottom ng ating footing. So kung ito yung bottom ng footing, so basically, so yung weight ng soil above that footing. So gamma times depth of footing. So kung i-compute natin ito, this is, so gamma natin is 19 kilonewton. Depth of footing natin, so 1.5. So Q natin is equal to 28.5. This is kPa or kilonewton per square meter. So next natin na kukumpitin the value ng gamma B. Since itong mga to, so si C prime given na, si Q. So ito yung nakumpit na natin. So punta naman tayo kay gamma B. And then ihuli na lang natin yung ating bearing capacity factors. So for the gamma B, so gamma B, so dito, ang gamma lang naman na involved since wala nga ang tubig, walang water table. So basically, all throughout the layer ng soil natin, so gamma lang yung present na unit weight. So walang gamma sa at walang gamma prime. So gamma B is basically, so gamma 19 times B natin which is 2. So basically, ang ginawa natin dito, so at depth na, ginawa siya. So until the, yung sinasabi kong limit kanina, so from the bottom ng footing until a depth na equal then to B. So yun yung hinahanap natin as gamma B. So yun yung tinutukoy dito na gamma B. No? So this is equal to 38 kPa or kilonewton per cubic meter then. So ito na mismo yung isasalpak natin dito sa ating formula ng Q ultimate. So pero bago natin magawa yun, so hanapin muna natin ano yung value ng ating bearing capacity factors. So starting with the NQ. So by the way, walang binanggit, no? So hindi binanggit anong equation na gagamitin. So by default, diba meron tayo nasabi last time. If ever na hindi nabanggit sa problem, so we'll be using the formula ni Vesic. So that's 2 quantity ng NQ plus 1. So para kay N gamma mamaya. So pero dito kay NQ, so ang gamitin muna natin is yung kay Resner, which is ton squared quantity ng 45 plus P prime over 2 E raised to pi tan P prime. Substitute lang tayo dito. So, tangent squared quantity ng 45. So, ang value ng phi prime natin ay 26 divided by 2 multiplied by e raised to pi tangent 26. So, NQ is, so tangent 45 plus 26 over 2 tangent 26. So NQ is equal to 11.854. So this is, ayan na. So capacity factor. So we don't need the unit naman dito. So yun yung ating NQ. Next is for the NC. So dito kay NC, so we'll be using the formula naman ni Prandtl. So that's NQ minus 1 cotangent P prime. So si cotangent, wala siya sa calculator, no? So you can express cotangent naman as 1 over tangent. So NQ natin 11.854 minus 1. Para lang natin para malinaw. Or multiply nyo na lang ng 1 over tangent 26. So yan din yung cotan. So the NC is equal to 11.854 minus 1. Pwede divide nyo na lang din ng tangent 36. So paras pa rin naman yung value niya. So we have 22.254. So yan yung ating NC. So tulad nga sinabi ko kanina, since walang binanggit kung anong method ang gagamitin, so we'll be using the basic formula para kay N gamma. So ang N gamma ni basic, that's 2 times NQ plus 1 tangent P prime. So we have 2 times 11.854 plus 1 tangent 26. So N gamma is equal to 12.539. So yan yung ating value ng mga bearing capacity factors. So substitute na lang natin dun sa ating Q ultimate. The Q ultimate, we have C. So yung value ng C natin, ilan na ulit yun? That's 10. So cohesion natin is 10 kilonewton multiplied by NC. So 22.254 plus QNQ. So yung Q natin na compute din natin kanina, that is equal to 28.5. 28.5 multiply natin yan ng NQ, that is 11.854. And then plus yung gamma B natin, which is 38. So pero meron pa yung 1 half. So 1 half, gamma B natin ay 38. And then N gamma is 12.539. So take note, no, ito is yung formula para kay strip footing. So solving this, we have the value ng Q alt equal to 4, no? 854. So Q alt is equal to 798.62. So this is in kilonewton per square meter. So ito na yung value ng Q alt natin. So di ba ang tinatanong is the P allowable. So before makuha natin yung P allowable, so kunin muna natin ano yung value ng Q allowable based dun sa Q ultimate tapos dun sa factor of safety. So we know that the formula for the Q allowable, di ba, is equal to Q ultimate divided by the factor of safety. So substitute na lang natin dito. So Q allowable is equal to 798.62. Ang factor of safety natin ay 3. So Q allowable is equal to 266.207. So this is kilonewton per square meter. And then lastly, para kay P allowable, so we know that Q allowable is equal to P allowable over the area. Or P allowable is equal to Q allowable times A. So, pero galing lang din yan dito naman. So, yung P allowable natin is basically equal to yung Q allowable natin na 266.207 multiplied by area. So, dito, ang gagamitin nating area is basically the width or the width na mismo foundation natin. So, yun yung width na nandito which is equal to 2 meters. So, 2 meters. Pero yung perpendicular width niya doon sa ating drawing kanina dito, so wala naman binanggit na length, no? So, strip footing lang. So, hindi binanggit gaano ka haba yung strip foundation na yan. So, kapag ganitong case, no, we will consider a 1 meter strip width para dun sa ating strip footing. So, ito yung width na B is equal to 2 meters. So, multiply natin ng 1 meter na perpendicular width para makompute yung ating area. So, ito na yung ating P allowable ngayon. So, 266.207 times 2. So, we have 532.414 kilonewton. So, ito is meters. Ito is meters. So, ito na yung ating answer. So, ito yung allowable load na pwedeng kargahin ng ating foundation. So, ito yung sinasabi natin last time, no? So, ang ultimate bearing capacity ng ating foundation, so 798. Pero dahil nga meron ng factor of safety, so hindi natin gagamitin yung buong strength niya. So, kumbaga ni-reduce natin. So, ito yung allowable. So, basically, ito lang yung kumbaga i-allow na capacity ng mismong foundation natin. Not the total strength or total capacity ng foundation. So, that's our solution. So, dito, no? So, ganito yung ginagawa madalas. So, ginagamit si Resner, si Prandtl formula, tapos si Vesic. Tapos, pagdating kay N gamma, so regardless, or depende kung sasabihin si Vesic or si Meyerhof. However, sa mga board exam problems na na-encounter ko, no? So, nababanggit din na si Tersagi. So, pag Tersagi naman kasi, usually, sa mga ganong problem, binibigay na si table. So, magkaiba kasi yung mga values ng bearing capacity factor, no? Depende kung sino or kung anong formula yung gagamitin natin. Pero dito sa atin muna, so stick na lang muna tayo dito sa sa formula ni Resner, ni Prandtl, tapos ni Vesic or Meyerhof. So, if ever nabanggitin, use Tersagi's equation, Tersagi's formula, doon lang natin gagamitin si Tersagi. Pero pag mga board exam type question kasi, no, so provided na yung table ng bearing capacity factors according to Tersagi's equation. Actually, mas madali yung mga ganun, no, kasi titingin na lang ng values ng bearing capacity factors. So that's our problem number 1. Let's try another one. So for problem number 2, so dito naman ang involved is square foundation. So 2 by 2 meters. The soil supporting the foundation has a friction angle of 35 degrees, cohesion 20 kN per square meter, and then the unit weight of soil is 16.5 kN per cubic meter. Determine the allowable gross load of the foundation with a factor of safety of 3. Assume that the depth of the foundation TF is 1.5 and that general shield failure occurs in the soil. So, binanggit dito, no, general shield failure din yung consideration natin. So, di ba meron tayong consideration if ever na local shield failure. So, meron tayong reduction ng cohesion tapos ng friction angle. So, dito ang involved na foundation ay square foundation or square footing. So, yung formula na gagamitin natin, so we have Q ultimate is equal to 1.3 C prime NC plus QNQ plus 0.4 gamma B and gamma. So, ito yung general formula natin for the Q ultimate. So, yan yung mga given na naka-yellow naman na. So, tinatanong, what is the so, tinatanong dito. So, determine the allowable gross load. So, tinatanong pa rin is T allowable. So, hindi binanggit kung gross or net. Or, binanggit pala, no? So, merang word dito na gross. So, based on gross values yung gagamitin natin, not net values. So, P allowable lang, hinahanap ulit. So, dito kung i-drawing ulit natin yung ating figure. ito yung ating footing. So, this is 2 by 2 meters. So, 2 meters by 2 meters. So, square footing. And then, let's say, ito si NGL. So, the depth of footing is said to be 1.5 meters. Diba? So, friction angle, cohesion, so gamma, andyan din. So, ito yung dimension natin, no? So, ganun ulit, walang binanggit na information about water table. So, we will consider it as at very great depth na hindi na siya makaka-apekto dun sa ating foundation. So, pagdating dun sa limit, so laging tandaan na lang. So, yung limit kung saan nagkakaroon ng impact yung ating water table is kapag present siya at depth from the bottom ng footing na equal to B. So, kung ito is 2 meters, so basically, hanggang sa depth na 2 meters taken from the bottom ng footing. So, kapag nandoon or within that range, si water table, so doon na siya magkaka-affect. Pero dito, since wala nga, so pwede nating i-assume na siguro si water table siguro somewhere dito. So, mas mababa pa. So, unahin natin, kumpitin what is the value ng Q, tapos gamma B ulit. Let's start with the Q. So, for the Q, this is taken as equal to gamma times depth of footing since wala nga present ang water table. It is taken as the uniform surcharge. So, yung weight lang ng soil above the bottom ng ating footing. So, gamma ng soil times depth of footing. So, 16.5 times depth of footing 1.5. So, Q natin is 24.75 kilonewton per square meter. For gamma B, so, value ng gamma B, so, ganun din, wala kang presence ng water table. So, basically, gamma natin, 16.5. So, multiply na lang natin ng P, which is the width ng ating foundation na 2. So, this is 33 kilonewton per cubic or square meter, sorry. So, meron tayong Qn gamma. So, yun na yung substitute natin dito sa formula ng Q ultimate. So, after that, so we need to determine the bearing capacity factors. Hindi rin binanggit. So, by default, we will be using the formula ni Vesic. Let's start with the NQ. So, sa NQ kasi kailangan nyo para sa formula ng NC tapos N gamma. So, kailangan siyang unahin. So, according to Resner formula, this is tan squared 45 plus P prime over 2 A raised to pi tan P prime. So, NQ is tan squared 45. So, ang value ng ating phi dito sa problem na to ay 25 divided by 2. E raised to pi tangent 25. So, NQ is tangent 25. So, we have 10.662. So, yan ang ating NQ. So, next natin, si NC. So, si NC gamit si Prandtl formula. So, we have NQ minus 1 cotangent P prime. So, this is equal to 10.662 minus 1. Or pwede nyo gawin dito, divide nyo na lang ito ng tangent. So, para mas madali siya i-type. No? 10.662 minus 1. So, divide nyo na lang ng tangent 25. So, we have 20.720. And then last, for the N gamma, so we'll be using Vesic since it it is not stated. So by default, we'll be using VESIC. So 2 times NQ plus 1 tangent E prime. So 2, ang NQ natin ay 10.662 plus 1 and then tangent 25. So 2 times 10.662 plus 1 tangent 25. So we have 10.876. So kompleto na yung ating bearing capacity factor. So let's go back with the Q ultimate. So substitute na lang tayo ng mga values. So for the cohesion, so we have 1.3. Ang value ng C natin, sila na ulit yun. That's 20. So 1.3, C natin na 20 times NC, 20.720 plus Q. So yung Q natin kanina na na-compute is equal to 24.75 and then gamma B 33. So 24.75 times NQ, we have 10.662 plus 0.4, ang value ng ating gamma B ay 33. And then N gamma naman, 10.876. So Q ultimate, 1.3 times 20 times 20.720 plus 24.75 times 10.662 plus 0.4, 33, 10.876. So we have 946, 946.168. So this is kilonewton per square meter. So ang hinahanap ulit natin, what is the P allowable? So from Q ult, so we know that Q allowable is equal to Q ultimate divided by factor safety na equal to 3. So Q allowable is basically 946.168 divided by 3. So Q allowable is 315.389 kilonewton per square meter. And then for P allowable, so this is equal to Q allowable times the area ng ating footing. So this is 315.389 multiplied by, so square footing siya na 2 by 2 meters. Therefore, our P allowable is equal to 1261.556. So this is in kilonewton. So ito na yung ating answer for problem number. So I hope nasusundan naman na yung ating process. So try natin si problem number 3. So design requires placing a square foundation at 1 meter depth to carry the column load of 1,500 kilonewton. So the soil properties, so cohesion, friction angle, unit weight. So tinatanong dito, what should be the width of the foundation? O mga pinaikot lang yung problem, no? So dito, ang binigay naman, so meron tayong P na 1,500, so ito yung kakargahin. Ang tinatanong naman, yung width ng ating foundation. And then dito, so fortunately, wala ulit information about kay water table. So it is assumed to exist at great depth na hindi na siya nakaka-affect dun sa ating foundation. So kung drawing ko lang yung ating footing. So binanggit that is a square foundation. So syempre, yung formula for square foundation ang gagamitin natin. So, this is our NGL. So, tinatanong what is the width P. So, yung limitation ng ating water table or kung saan nagkakaroon ng impact sa water table is at depth P from the depth of footing. So, pwede nating sabihin na si water table is located somewhere dito. So, yung ating depth of footing, so yung bottom ng ating footing is located at depth na 1 meter from the NGL. And then, yan yung ating mga ibang given. So, para mahanap yung ating width P, so, ang gagamitin nating formula, so, syempre, this is square foundation. So, Q ultimate para kay square foundation ulit. So, we have 1.3 C prime NC plus QNQ plus 0.4 gamma B and gamma. So, dito, bale yung binigay na 1,500 Newton, kilonewton. So, yan yung tinatawag nating P allowable. So, ito yung sinolve natin for problem 1 and 2. So, tinaltan lang ano yung hinahanap. So, dito ang provide na yung P allowable natin. So, try muna natin i-compute yung ating Q ultimate, no? So, yung Q ultimate, hindi natin siya rekta makukuha na value. So, i-express natin to in terms of the width P. So, start first. So, same process lang din sa mga ginawa natin kanina. So, hanapin muna natin ano yung value ng Qn gamma B. So, yung Q natin, since wala ulit presence ng water table, so this is taken as equal to gamma times depth of footing lang. So, ang gamma natin ay 18.5 multiplied by 1. So, this is 18.5 kilonewton per square meter. For the gamma B, so this is taken as equal to, so gamma natin 18.5 times B. So, walang value ng B pa, so as is na to. So, gamma B is equal to 18.5 B kilonewton per square meter. So, yun na yung isa-substitute natin dun sa Q tapos gamma B dito sa equation na to. And then, kumpletuin natin. So, hanapin natin ano yung ating bearing capacity factor. So, starting with DNQ. So, using Resner ulit. So, Resner, so rekta na lang natin siguro, no? That's tangent squared 45 plus P natin na 24 divided by 2 a raised to pi tangent 24. So, NQ natin is so we have 9.603. So, yan yung ating NQ. So, followed by NC. So, ang NC natin, that's using Prandtl formula. So, NQ natin na 9.603. Bawasan natin ng 1. Multiply ng cotangent. 24. So, itong cotangent, that is 1 over tangent, 24. 9.603 minus 1 divided by tangent 24. So, NC is equal to 19.323. And then last, N gamma. So, N gamma is equal to 2 times NQ natin na 9.603. So, using the basic formula pa rin. Tangent 24. So, 2NQ plus 1 tangent P prime. So, this is 9.442. So, ayan na yung ating bearing capacity factors. So, i-substitute na lang natin itong mga to dito sa formula ng ating Q ultimate. Pero doon ko na lang sa next slide yung gagawin. So, for Q ultimate, so this is 1.3. Ang value ng C natin ay 15. Ang ating NC, Dala na yung NC, that's 19.323. 19.323 plus, so Q and Q natin, so ito yung Q natin, 18.5, and Q is 9.603. So we have 18.5 times 9.603 and then 0.4. So yung value ng gamma B natin, that's 18.5 times B. Samantalang ang N gamma ay 9.442. 9.442. So if we will simplify this, so this will be equal to, so 1.3 times 15 times 19.323 plus 18.5 times 9.603. So pwede nating masimplify ng buo yung dalawang term, no? So always double check yung mga input sa calculator. So itong dalawang term natin, kung simplify natin, that is 554.454. And then yung ating third term, so 0.4 times 18.5 times 9.442. So this is 69.8708 D. So ginamit ko na yung exact, no? So ginagamit kasi natin sa mga nauna is 3 decimal places. Pero dito para lang hindi lang mabukasan, no? So ginamit ko na 4 decimal places naman nag-terminate. So yan yung ating Q ultimate. So salpak natin yung formula ng Q allowable. So sa Q allowable, we know that this is equal to Q ultimate over factor of safety. So sa problem na banggit ba na yung value ng factor of safety? So wala, no? So walang binanggit na value ng factor of safety. So double check ko lang sa pinagkunan ko ng problem. So dapat meron kasing value ng factor of safety. Siguro gamitin na lang natin, no, yung value ng factor of safety dun sa previous problem din natin, which is equal to 3. So nakalimutan na ata. So baka typo lang ito, no? So let's say, assuming the value ng factor of safety is equal to, let's say Fs is equal to 3. So assume lang natin na provided, no? So dapat kasi provided dito. So hindi na na-include dun sa problem. Let's say Fs is equal to 3. So Q allowable is equal to 554.454 plus 69.8708B divided by 3. So this is the Q allowable. And then, para dun sa ating P allowable, so di ba ang provided na P allowable natin is 1,500. So we know that P allowable is equal to Q allowable times the area. So, since yung unknown natin nandito sa mismong Q allowable na, so pwede nating isalpak na lang dito, no? So, si P is equal to 1,500 kilonewton. So, equal daw ito kay, bracket ko na lang. So, ang ating Q allowable ay 554.454 or plus 69.8708 B divided by 3. So, ito yung multiply natin ng area. So, ang area is basically, so dito kasi, ito ay square foundation. So, area ng square. So, kung B ito, dapat yung perpendicular na side niya is B din. So, yung area na yung multiply natin dito is basically B times B. Or pwedeng sabihin natin dito, area ng square, B squared. So, dito, solve na lang natin ito para mahanap yung value ng B. So, 1,500 equal to 554.454. Baka mapagkamalan to, no? Ito is 510. 8708. So, wait lang natin. Processing. So, we have 2.486 meters. So, ito na yung ating answer for problem number 3. So, next problem number 4. So, dito, you have a 1.2 meter square footing for a building as its bottom 1.5 meter below the ground surface. So, the angle of friction is 30 degrees. So, unit weight of soil, 16. With cohesion na 20. So, it has saturated unit weight na 18 kilonewton per cubic meter. So, meron ng saturated unit weights. Basically, magkakaroon na ng water table dito. So, first, for part A, so ultimate bearing capacity of the soil using Meyerhof. So, dito pinapagamit naman tayo ng Meyerhof. So, net allowable bearing capacity of the soil if the soil is located 0.8. So, bakit soil dito? So, I think this is typo again, no? Of the soil, if the soil. So, I think ang tinutukoy niya dito dapat is water table. So, edit lang natin saglit. Ayan, I think okay na. So, net allowable bearing capacity of the soil if the water table is located 0.8 meters below the NGL. And the net allowable bearing pressure of the soil if the water table is located at the bottom of the footing. Then last, net allowable load of the footing. The footing could carry if the water table is located at a depth of 0.7 below the bottom of footing. So, let's try to draw muna yung mismong footing natin. So, for part A, so tinatanong ultimate bearing capacity of the soil using Meyerhof. So, take note, this is still square footing. So, gamit tayo ng formula para kay square. So, pero before that, drawing muna natin yung ating figure. So, ito yung ating footing. So, we have a 1.2. So, square yan. So, basically, 1.2 meter by 1.2. meter. Siguro yung mga label, no, palitan na lang natin ng kulay yellow para mas kita. So this is 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter. So the depth of footing is located at 1.5 meters. So from the NGL, papunta sa bottom ng footing, so 1.5 meters daw. So ito yung ating NGL. And then for part A, so wala pa kasing binanggit na location ng water table at part A. So i-assume natin, so for part A lang ha, that water table exists at a depth na hindi na siya nakaka-apekto dun sa mismong foundation natin. So let's say kung yan is 1.2, so yung limit lang kung saan nakaka-apekto yung water table sana, so at depth na 1.2 from the bottom ng puti. So dito, since nasa baba pa nga, sobrang baba ng water table, so yung unit weight dito ng soil is basically gamma. So ganun din dito. Kung gusto natin hanapin ano yung ultimate bearing capacity, so mag-compute ulit tayo ng Q, ng gamma B, and then mga bearing capacity factors. Let's start with the Q. So walang presence ng water, so gamma times dF. So gamma times dF. So gamma natin is, I think that's 16. So 18 kapag saturated. So we have 16 times 1.5. This is equal to 24 kilonewton per square meter. So followed by gamma B. So ang gamma B natin, so yung gamma natin na 16 times width ng footing natin 1 point. So gamma B is 19.2 kilonewton per square meter. Then compute ulit natin ano yung mga bearing capacity factors. So dito ang note lang, kailangan natin gamitin si Meyerhof. Pero pagdating dun sa ating NC and NQ, so wala pa rin pinagbago using the Resner and Prandtl formula. Let's start with the NQ. Using Resner pa rin. So tangent squared 45. So ang ating phi ay 30. So nirekta ko na doon sa formula, no? So e raised to pi tangent 30. So ang ating NQ ay 18.401. So this is 18.401. So for NC, so ang NC natin using Prandtl pa rin, so we have NQ na 18.401 minus 1 tapos cotangent, or divide nyo na lang ng tangent. So cotangent 30. So this is 18.401 minus 1 divided by tangent 30. So we have 30.139. And then last, for the N gamma, so we'll be using the formula ni Meyerhof. So Meyerhof, sabi niya, this is NQ minus 1 tangent 1.4 E prime. So NQ natin na 18.401, bawasan ng isa, multiply ng tangent 1.4 times 30. So ang ating N gamma ay 15.668. So yan ay ating mga parameters. So salpak na lang natin doon sa formula ng Q-ult. So ang Q-ultimate natin, so this is a square. So that's 1.3. Ang question natin ay 20. Ang NC natin ay 30.139. Isin lang natin ito. plus value ng Q natin, 24, NQ, that's 18.401, plus 0.4 gamma B taken to be equal to 19.2, and then N gamma, we have 15.668. So Q ultimate, 1.3 times 20, 30.139 plus 24 times 18.401, 0.4 times 19.2, 15.668. So we have 1345.568. So this is kilonewton per square meter. So ito na yung answer natin for part A. So next for part B, so tinatanong net allowable bearing capacity of the soil. So net na allowable, so this is Q all net. If the water table is located 0.8 below the natural grade line, so drawing na lang natin, no? So ito si part B. Kung ito yung footing natin, oops, medyo malaki. Then maybe, ito na lang yung babaan ko. If this is the NGL, and then this is a 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter square foundation. So yung depth ng footing natin from the NGL, this is 1.5 meters. So yung water table daw natin is located, so 0.8 from the NGL. Siguro banda dito. Let's say ito yung ating NGL, or sorry, water table. This is the water table. So ang dimension na to is 0.8 daw. So, water table 0.8 meter below the NGL. So dito meron ng presence ng water table. So yung limit natin, 'di ba? Sabi natin, it is taken at depth from the bottom ng footing na equal lang to the width ng footing natin, which is 1.2 meters. So basically dito nakaka-apekto na yung presence ng water table. So maging modification natin, so yung iba halos parehas lang din naman. So pero magkakaroon ng malaking impact is para dun sa Q tapos gamma B. So try natin gawin. So for the Q, so si Q kasi it is taken as the effective pressure at the bottom ng ating footing. So sabi nga natin, so para ka nagko-compute ng total stress dun sa mismong bottom ng footing natin. So dito sa eto. So yung bottom ng footing yan. So same process siya dun sa pagko-compute ng effective stress. Sorry. So effective stress at the bottom ng ating footing. So dito sa taas ng water table, basically, ang ating unit weight dyan, syempre, gamma. Pero dito, below the water table, so dito is gamma sat na. So yung ating gamma is 16, gamma sat is 18. So dito, hanapin natin si Q. So si Q ngayon, so sabi nga natin, so para ka lang nagpo-compute ng effective stress from NGL papunta dun sa bottom ng footing. So etong layer from NGL papunta dun sa water table, so hindi pa naman yan saturated. So basically, yung unit weight ng soil dyan is 16 lang. So i-multiply mo height ng layer na yan, 0.8. So nandun na tayo kay water table. So dadagdagan natin, so from the water table naman up to the bottom ng ating footing. So dito medyo hindi lang proportional yung pagkakadrawing, no? Pero kung ito is 1.5 from NGL, so basically kung ito 0.8, so yung natira from water table up to the bottom ng ating footing is 1.5 minus 0.8 or that's 0.7. So gagawin natin, so since effective stress to, so pagdating kay effective stress, di ba ang shortcut, pwede natin gamitin si gamma prime. Si gamma prime is taken as gamma sat minus, so yung gamma sat natin na 18 minus unit weight ng water na 9.81. Saka natin i-multiply dun sa height ng layer na yon. So, from water table to the bottom ng footing, 0.7. So, ito yung gamma sat minus gamma water. So, this is basically gamma prime. So, ito na yung value ng Q na gagamitin natin doon sa ating formula. So, compute lang natin. We have 18.533 kilonewton per square meter. Susunod naman natin si gamma B. So, si gamma B naman, so start tayo dun sa bottom ng footing natin up to this point. So, di ba itong point na to, sabi nga natin, hanggang dito nagkakaroon ng effect si water table. So, since eto is below the water table, so saturated siya. So, parang naghanap lang ulit tayo ng effective stress at this point. So, dun sa limit point kung saan nagkakaroon ng effect si water table. So, at depth na equal dun sa width ng ating footing. So, gamma B is equal to, so yung gamma na gagamitin natin is gamma prime. So, gamma sat na 18 minus unit weight ng water na 9.81. So, i-multiply natin ito ng unit or height na 1.2. So, dito, basically si Q, so effective stress siya from NGL to the bottom ng footing. Tapos si gamma B naman, so from the bottom ng footing up to the depth na equal to the width ng ating footing. So, yun yung, kumbaga, ibig sabihin natin doon sa Q tapos gamma B din sa ating equations. No? Let's just solve this. So, 18 minus 9.81 times 1.2. So, 9.828 kilonewton per square meter. So, dito, so hindi binanggit no if ever na Meyerhof or basic ang gagamitin. Pero since yung part A kasi ginamitan na natin ng Meyerhof, so pwede natin siguro i-adapt na no. Since doon sa part A nag-compute na tayo ng mga bearing capacity factors. So, ito yun, 18.401, 30.139, 15.668. So, siguro i-adapt na lang natin to dito sa ating part B, C, and D, no? So, yung Q ultimate natin ngayon, 1.3, value ng C natin, 20. So, yung NC, adapt natin yung value from the problem 1 or part A. So, that's, ano yun? So, 30.139 plus Q natin dito na 18.533 and Q naman natin ay nawawala 18.401 and then 15.668. So we have 18.401. So square footing 0.4. Gamma B natin 9.828 and gamma 15.668. So ito na yung ating Q ultimate. So 1.3 times 20 quantity ng 30.139 plus 18.533, 18.401 plus 0.4, 9.828, 15.668. So Q ultimate is 1186.234. So this is kilonewton per square meter. So take note, ang hinahanap dun sa problem natin, the net na allowable. So that's Q all net yung hinahanap. So hanapin muna natin ano din yung Q all net. So meron pala tayong rectang formula, no? So for the Q allowable na net, so pwede nating sabihin na ito is Q allowable minus Q divided by factor of safety. So dito, ang provided na factor of safety is, or sorry, this is Q ult, not Q allowable. So Q ult. So Q ult natin 1186.234 minus yung Q na 18.533 divided by factor of safety na 3. So Q allowable net is equal to 1186.234 minus 18.533 over 3. So you have 389.234. So this is kilonewton per square meter. So ito yung ating answer for part B. So next, part C. So para siyang part B, so pinalitan lang yung location ng water table. So dito naman, water table is located at the bottom ng footing. So let's draw another figure. So try ko lang mag-insert ng isang slide since naubusan. So for part C, drawing ulit tayo ng footing natin. This is NGL. Yung ating water table is located dun sa mismong bottom ng ating footing. So dito yung ating depth of footing. So pares pa rin naman. This is 1.5 meters. So yun na rin mismo yung location ng water table from the ground line. So this is 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter. So drawing lang natin din yung limit natin. So from the bottom ng footing, so taken at depth na equal to the width ng ating foundation. So dito sa taas, syempre gamma, pero dito sa baba ng water table natin, so gamma sat na yan. So maapektuhan pa rin ulit is yung Qn, gamma D natin, gamma B. So let's start first with the Q. So Q, sabi natin, this is the effective pressure at the bottom ng ating footing. So since si water table nasa mismong bottom ng footing, so yung taas na layer, so NGL from the bottom ng footing is gamma, yung unit weight ng soil. So basically, hindi pala naapektuhan si Q. So this is equal to 16 times 1.5, so which is 24 kilonewton per square meter. So pero si gamma B, so from the bottom ng footing natin until this limit na equal to 1.2 meter. So basically, yung layer ng soil dyan is saturated. Kailangan natin hanapin si effective stress at this point. So gamma sat 18 minus 9.81 times depth na equal to the width 1.2. So this is 9.828 kilonewton per square meter. And then using the same values for NQ, NCN, and gamma. So yung ating NC is 18 point, or sorry, this is NQ. So yung NQ natin 18.401 Si NC natin, 30.139. And then si N gamma, using Meyerhof, 15.668. Let's try to substitute na lang dun sa formula ng Q-ult. Ulit na lang siguro. So, yung Q-ult natin, so we have 1.3, C na 20, and C, 30.139 plus Q na 24 times NQ na 18.401 plus 0.4, ang gamma B natin ngayon ay 9.828, and gamma 15.668. So Q ultimate is equal to 1286.83. So kilonewton per square meter. So tinatanong din dito ata is Q allowable net. So net allowable. So yung tatlo net allowable. So this is, so yung Q allowable na net, express ulit natin, this is equal lang naman to Q ult minus Q divided by factor of safety na 3. So 1286.832 minus Q na 24 divided by factor of safety na 3. So Q allowable net, so we have 420.944. So this is kilonewton per square meter. So ito na yung answer natin for part C. So for part D, so net allowable load that the footing could carry if the water table is located at a depth of 0.7 below the bottom of footing. So mas bumaba ulit yung location ng water table. So let's draw another figure. So this is NGL. So yung location na ng water table is 0.7. Masyadong malaki. Pero mga ganito lang. So ito na yung ating water table. So yung depth ng footing natin, so equal pa rin to 1.5 meters. So this is 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter. So ang distance from the bottom ng footing up to the water table is 0.7 meter. So project lang ulit natin. So yung limit natin, so from the bottom ng footing until a depth equal to the width na 1.2 meters. So dito, so tinatanong naman what is the net allowable load. So tinatanong is the P allowable net. So para mahanap yon, so ganun pa rin naman ang process. So gamit kayo ng Q. So, hanapin si Q ult, hanapin si Q allowable. So, pero bago natin makompute yun, so kailangan muna natin hanapin yung value ng Q and then ng gamma B. So dito, syempre yung layer ng soil above the water table, so ang unit weight is gamma. Sa baba ng water table, gamma. Sat. So from NGL to the depth ng footing, so ang unit weight ng soil doon ay gamma lang naman, which is 16 times depth of footing, 1.5. So this is 24 kilonewton per square meter. Pagdating naman kay gamma B, so from the bottom ng footing until the depth na equal dun sa width na 1.2. So etong bottom ng footing hanggang kay water table, so syempre yan ay gamma pa lang yung unit weight niya. So meron tayong 16. So i-multiply natin. So, kung etong depth na yan is 1.2, so kung eto is 0.7, so basically yung natira dito sa baba is 0.5. So, pero yung 16 na yon, so, multiply natin ng height na 0.7. So, di ba, sabi nga natin, so para tayong kumukuha ng effective stress at this point. So, starting from the bottom ng footing, so yung unit weight dito is gamma pa lang, multiply natin ng height na 0.7. And then, dagdagan natin, so from water table downward, so basically, saturated na yan. So, papasok na si effective unit weight. So, effective unit weight, gamma sat na 18 minus gamma ng water, 9.81. So, ang height na yung multiply natin, so yun na yung 1.2 minus 0.7, which is equal lang to 0.5. So, gamma B is 15.295. So, 15.295 kilonewton per square meter. And then, adapting the values ng NQ, NC, and gamma. So, NQ natin, 18.401. NC, 30.139. And then, N gamma, 15.668. So, substitute natin dun sa equation ng Q 1.3, ang C natin ay 20, ang NC ay 30.139 plus Q na 24, NQ 18.401 plus 0.4, ang gamma B natin ay 15.295 and gamma 15.668. So Q ultimate, we have 1321.095. So this is kilonewton per square meter. So tinatanong P allowable net. So kumpitin muna natin what is the Q allowable net. So this is equal lang naman to Q ult. So 1321 minus 0.95. So divide natin, sorry, 1321.095 minus Q na 24. Divide natin factor of safety, 3. 1321.095 minus 24 divided by 3. So 432.365. So para mahanap si P allowable na net, so this is basically equal to Q allowable net multiplied by area. So we have 432.365 multiplied by area. So this is a square foundation, 1.2 by 1.2. 432.365 times 1.2 squared. So the P allowable net is 622.606 kilo. So this is now our answer for problem number or part D ng ating problem number 4. So medyo maraming hinanap, no? At least napakita natin yung iba't ibang variation depende sa location ng water table. So dito naman kay sample problem number 5. So a circular footing with 1.5 meter diameter is to be constructed 1.22 meter below the ground surface. So the subsoil consists of a uniform deposit of dense soil having the following strength parameters. So the groundwater table is at a great depth and its effect can be ignored. So angle of internal friction 25, unconfined compressive strength 96 kPa, unit weight of soil 12. So, for part 3, tinatanong, so, ultimate bearing capacity of soil ulit. So, that's the Q ult. Then, gross allowable. That's the Q allowable. Then, last, can be the total allowable load na putting and carry. So, drawing natin muna yung ating figure. Lang, medyo pangit ang drawing natin. Iyasin ko lang konti. So, dito, meron tong diameter na 1.5. So, diameter na equal to siguro 1.5 meter. So, diameter, ganyan na lang. Lang kamukha kasi siya ng C prime eh. So, baka malito ulit kayo. Ano bang pwede natin gamitin? Siguro letter or capital D na lang. So, diameter is 1.5 meters. So, ang depth ng footing natin is 1.22 meters. So, take note, this is circular, no? Lang, isingan natin to. Okay, konti. So, dito, so, ganun ulit. So, yung limit natin, so, from the bottom ng footing up to the depth na equal to 1.5 meters. So, dyan, yung limit natin. So, yung ating water table daw is located at great depth where its effect can be ignored. So, siguro yung water table natin somewhere dito. So, medyo malayo na siya. So, wala na siyang effect sa ating foundation. So, meron tayong value ng C na equal daw to or di C yung binigay, no? So, yung wordings kasi na ginamit dito sa problem. So, unconfined compression strength. So, when we say unconfined compression strength, ito yung ating QU. So, dun sa ating dun sa notations natin, sa na-define naman natin, no? So, etong yan. So, yan yung tinatawag natin as QU din. Wherein, C prime is taken as equal to QU divided by 2. So, basically, C prime natin ay 96 over 2. That is 48 kilonewton per square meter. And then C is 25. And then unit weight ng soil 20.12. So, i-rewrite ko na lang dito. So, C prime is 48 kilonewton per square meter. And then, P prime natin is 25 degrees. And then, gamma ng soil is 20.12 kilonewton per cubic meter. So, first step, so hanapin ulit natin si Q. So, dito pala, no, since this is circular, ang gagamitin nating formula for Q all, we have 1.3 C prime and C plus Q and Q plus 0.3 gamma B and gamma. So, yan na yung formula na gagamitin natin. So, as usual, so let's start by computing the Q. So, si Q natin dito, so wala namang impact sa water table. So, basically, this is equal lang to gamma ng soil na 20.12 times step of footing 1.22. So, we have 24.546. This is kilonewton per square meter. Double check lang natin. Yeah. And then followed by gamma B. So gamma B, so wala ulit impact si water table. So basically, this is 20.12 times diameter na equal to 1.5. So we have 30.18 kilonewton per square meter. So sunod natin si NQ. So si NQ using Resner, that is 10 squared 45 plus kalahati ng P squared or naka-squared na doon pala. So multiplied by e raised to pi tangent prime. So 25 degrees. So NQ natin, ilan yan? So we have NQ na 10.66. So next natin, CNC. So this is NQ na 10.662. 662 minus 1. So cotangent 25. So this is 42 Prandtl formula. So ito naman is 20.720. For the N gamma, so wala ulit binanggit, so we'll be using by default C, basic. So 2NQ plus 1. So 2 times 10.662 plus 1 tangent P prime 25. So this is 10.876. Substituting dito sa formula ng Q ultimate. So Q ultimate is 1.3. Ang C natin ay 48. Ang NCI 20.720 plus Q 24.546. Quantity ng NQ that is 10.662 plus 0.3 gamma B 30.18 and then N gamma 10.876. So type lang natin. So Q ult is equal to 1653.109 kilonewton per square meter. So I think ito yung hinahanap na dun sa mismo part A natin. So ito na yung ating answer for part A. Nilagyan ko na lang dito, part A. So for part B, ang tinatanong naman is the gross allowable load. So for part B, ang tinatanong the Q allowable. And then we know that this is equal lang to Q out divided by factor of safety. So Q out natin, so 1653.109 divided by factor of safety. So may binanggit pa ulit. So mukhang nakalimutan ulit. Meron pa lang. So factor of safety is 3. So 3. So Q allowable is 1653.109 divided by 3. We have 551.036 kilonewton per square meter. So ito yung answer natin for part B. So for part C, ang tinatanong, what is the P allowable? And we know that P allowable is equal lang to Q allowable times area. Pero take note, this is a circular area, no? So technically, yung area din natin is area ng circle. So Q allowable, 551.036. Multiply natin, so area ng circle. So pi over 4. Ang diameter natin ay 1.5. 551.036 times pi over 4, 1.5 squared. So P allowable is 973.761 kilonewtons. So this is now our answer for this problem. So last problem, problem number 6. So considering a general shield failure, to compute the gross allowable load of a rectangular footing 6 meter by 1.25 wide using the load factor na 2.5. The depth of the bottom is 4.5 meter below the ground surface. The cohesion is 30 kPa. Unit weight 19.2. So angle of friction is 10. So drawing natin yung ating foundation. So etong footing natin is rectangular footing. So ang dimension daw niya ay 1.25 meter. So gamit na tayo ng ibang kulay. So this is 1.25 meter by 6 meters. So ang depth daw neto from the NGL is 4.5 meters. So dito, since siyempre meron tayong width and length, so siyempre mas mahaba si length. So ang gagamitin natin dito as cross section, no? So yung B na kung consider natin is B, mas maliit. So yung width lang ng mismo footing natin which is 1.25. So importante yun kasi yung magiging limit natin, so it is taken as the depth na equal sa width ng footing natin. So until 1.25 meter din na depth yung limit natin for the effect ng water table. So dito yung pinaka-location ng ating water table is not given. So walang information. No? So dito, take natin as the groundwater table being located as at the depth na medyo malayo-layo na siya dun sa ating foundation. So basically, dito sa layer na to, so dito gamma yan, dito rin gamma since wala nga ang water table. For the formula ng Q for a rectangular footing, so ito yung medyo mas mahaba na formula. So Q ult is equal to 1 plus 0.3 P over L C prime NC. So C prime NC plus QNQ plus so 1 half gamma B N gamma quantity ng 1 minus 0.2 P over L. So yan yung formula natin for Q ultimate ng rectangular footing. So dito, so laging yung B natin, so ito yung mas maliit na dimension ng footing which is 1.25 meters. And then yung L natin, syempre yung mas mahaba, 6 meters. So let's try to solve the Q. So Q natin, so walang presses ang water table, so rectang 19.2 times the depth ng footing natin from NGL, 4.5. 19.2 times 4.5. So we have 86.4 kilonewton per square meter. So followed by gamma V. So from the bottom ng footing until this depth, so ang unit weight dyan is still 19.2. So multiply natin ang depth na 1.25 from the bottom ng footing. 19.2 times 1.25, that is saktong 24 kilonewton per square meter. And then, hanap na lang tayo ng bearing capacity factors. So, NQ, so gamit si Resner. So, we have tangent squared 45 plus, so that's 10 over 2, e raised to pi tangent 10. So, compute natin. So, we have 2.471 followed by NC. So, NQ na 2.471 minus 1 cotangent 10. So, ito naman ay 8.342. Then, lastly, N gamma. So, wala ulit binanggit. By default, we will use basic formula. 2.471 plus 1 tangent 10 degrees. 2 times 2.471 plus 1 tangent 10. So, dito naman, ito is equal to 1.224. So, substitute na lang natin yung mga values na yan dun sa ating Q ultimate. So, Q ult, we have 1 plus 0.3. So, yung B natin, gamit na lang ako ng bracket. So, 1 plus 0.3. So, yung B natin is 1.25. Divide that by the length, which is 6. Ito yung multiply natin ng C prime. So, ang C prime natin, ilan na nga ulit yun? That's 30. So, cohesion is 30. So, 30 times yung na-compute nating value ng NC. So, 8.342. 8.34 plus Q. So, yung Q natin is 20. Sorry, 86 pala ata yun. So, yan, 86.4. And then, ang NQ natin, 2.471. 86.4 times 2.471. And then, plus, so dito na lang sa baba. So, i-bracket ko ulit. 1 minus 0.2 ng 1.25 divided by length na 6. Then multiplied by so yung na natin no. So, pero para sa din naman yan. So multiply natin ng 1 half gamma beyond gamma. Or kung gusto niyo unahin. So para lang hindi malito no. So, ilagay ko na lang dito. So 1 half. So yung value ng gamma b natin ilan na ulit yun? So 24. So times 24. So ito yung gamma b. So multiply natin ng n gamma 1.24. 1.224. So multiplied by that. So Q ult is equal to, bit natin yan. So Q ult is equal to 493.472. So this is kilonewton per square meter. So ang tinatanong sa problem na to, so DLO, ano yan, gross allowable load. So basically, P allowable yung hinahanap. And then yung tinutukoy dito na load factor, so yan yung ating factor of safety. So para sa P allowable, hanapin muna natin si Q allowable. So this is taken as the Q ult na 493.472 divided by factor of safety na 2.5. 493.472 divided by 2.5, 197.389 kilonewton per square meter. And then for the P allowable, so we know that this is equal to Q allowable times area. So Q allowable natin, that's 197.389. So multiplied by area. So this is a rectangular area. Ang dimension niya, 1.25 by 6. So P allowable is equal to 1480.418 kilo Newton. So ito na yung ating answer for our last problem. So that ends this discussion for the alternate bearing capacity.